Hey Ron, I'm here with Tom Woods of the Woods Group, chatting about the Woods Way that's been defined by the company, which is basically their model for excellence, which defines their culture and their key operating systems, but also the leadership program they've built off the back of it. Tom, mate, why'd you go about defining the Woods Way, like how you guys will lead your culture and systems for excellence, and then building a leadership program in-house off the back of it?
Well, we had to define the Woods Way to give ourselves um, basically a field to play on where we all knew the rules and what our values are and what we've all agreed is common values and ways of playing the game, basically. And by defining those values and behaviours, that's what we live by. It's what we hold ourselves account by, and that's how we go about every day. And we we stick to those values, and some of them are things that are discipline type of values, and others are good general how you go about life type of values. And bringing those things together is really helps us all go about work every day, trying to do things the best we can, continuously improve, and take any emotion out of any conversation, and really get the best out of us all.
I love that, mate. And I love the analogy that the key bit you said about it gives us our field of play, like our culture and who we are and how we roll, but also too, mate, the bit you mentioned about taking the emotion out of it, because once you involved everyone in coming up with these, didn't you, mate? Like you went around the whole company and pulling this together,
Yeah.
and now you've gone to the stage of building your own in-house leadership program. Like, what was the impetus to then move this to a leadership development program that connects so strongly to the Woods Way?
Um, well, I think everyone agrees with these values in the organisation, and wants to live by them. But to actually do it and how you deal with situations that come up, how do you then handle that situation and put it in context to the Woods Way and our values? And how do you lead and get leaders within the organisation who can guide members of the team through all these different situations? And so leadership is so critical in a business. Often people will blame the employee or blame someone, and for various reasons. And usually 9 times out of 10, it's actually the quality of the leaders running the organisation, and how they're leading, how they're training, and how their behaviours affect what's going on. So leadership is critical, and to be able to grow the team, grow the business, we need great leaders coming through. Again, if you're related to a good football team, there's these young leaders. They talk the leader group, all those leaders in that team that are bringing the next one through, and that's when you've got a powerful team.
That's awesome. Now, mate, we worked together to really take the Woods Way and your key operating systems in the group, and then we blended in these learning modules, which I think, what do we get up to? Like, you got like nine modules, I
10,
think,
10, 10
10
modules,
modules.
yeah.
And Tom, how have you gone out rolling them out? Like, they're short, sharp modules, but how have you gone about rolling them out so you embed the learning and you actually build capability in leaders?
So what we did is we've done small groups. We started with like emerging operations managers, leading supervisors, and a group of 3 or 4, and we do a training session once a week. Gary Bartlett, my HR manager, runs those, but I sit in a lot of them when I can and give him support for more examples about when he's going through them, and giving examples, because it's very important that we relate it to our work environment and situations that we're dealing with, because that's how these guys will learn through that, what we're talking about. So build a series of modules, and from learning about yourself first, how you become an adaptive leader, how you learn to inspire and connect with people, how do you teach and coach, support through recognition, coaching and empowering, how to be direct and giving feedback, how to encourage everyone to be a leader, leading from the front, and so on. So we've built a series of courses there that are short and sweet. We only need half an hour or an hour on it, but every week we give the guys some homework to go back and work on, and then bring that to the next session.
That's great. Because how important, Tom, is the coaching off the back of those training courses to really help them build capability?
Yeah, that's everything. Because otherwise, you're just talking about it, and in that in that session, everyone agrees and thinks that's all good and talks a lot. But then you go out there, and then if they get busy, they just forget about it. So Gary then goes through and has follow-up catch-ups with them, and really wants to know how they're going with it. and we're getting, everyone who's gone to the course has been really responsive to it. And it's good to see them that they really want to actually, you see them coming in for the next training session and they're keen to be there. They've got their examples. And it's really helping them because they're learning how to handle situations. And it's just great to see them growing in their own leadership skill. And when you hear them talking now, they're referring to the stuff we've spoken to in the training, such as, oh, I'm going to have to use my Inspire hat today, or I'm going to have to use my Direct hat, or I'm going to have to involve them. When I'm training and involve me, and I learn all those types of things, which help them get the staff trained.
That's awesome. And Tom, what sort of results are you seeing from it, mate, from having this in-house leadership course that you train on and coach on and work on? What sort of results are you seeing around the workplace?
Well, I'm just seeing leaders come through the organisation just all the way through it. And for me, I don't have to worry about doing all those things that I used to once have to do with think I'm the only one who's caring and doing it, the only one who knew what was going on. Now I've got them doing it, and I'm coaching them, they're coaching their staff, and it just keeps sort of keep happening. And it just happens, and then we bring all that discipline of then catching up about it, doing it, and it just takes all the chaos out of the whole thing.
Yeah, I love it, Tom. I love before we got on air the conversation we had where you mentioned you were down at the team huddle and basically you saw them lead it through leading the Woods way. And I love the bit you mentioned how you then reinforced the behaviours that they exuded in that. I thought that was great coaching, mate. You could have just left that conversation and gone, right, it's all going well. Now you actually recognised and celebrated the behaviours that they exuded through that meeting. It was great.
Yeah, that's right. And I find now my main role is just keeping everyone to the Woods values. And I can see the weeks when people drop off a bit, and I say, these things are happening for this reason. You're not living those values. And then you'll see them come back next week and they've got things back on track. And I'll say, you've done these things well, and this is why you're getting a good outcome or whatever. And then they start to see it. They see the results are happening. So they get confidence and they're happier. And there's nothing better feeling than when you've got your staff thinking and sweating the stuff that you used to do yourself, and they're worrying about it more than you. That's when you feel you're on top of it.
Yeah, you're building a culture, mate, where everyone's a leader, taking the company away along the path towards excellence in the Woods way. Tom, thanks so much for the input and knowledge, mate. Appreciate all you're doing, and thanks for helping us create a better future, mate.
Thank you, Brad. Thanks.
Cheers, Tom.